you can always count on the fishfolk engineers. What's up, MetaNerds? This video is going to be a complete breakdown of the obscure but incredible MC40a Light Cruiser. We'll cover all of its stats, do some comparisons, and learn its history. So let's dive in. It was manufactured by Mon Calamari shipyards, the same creator of all the Mon Cala ships with the MC title, but also things like the Viscount and starfighters like the Amphi-Sub. At a length of 600 meters or 1,969 feet, it was the same size as an Interdictor-class cruiser, and about half the size of a Venator. If it showed up here on Earth, it would be nearly twice the length of a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, or twice the height of the Eiffel Tower. Its armament was impressive, with 14 turret-mounted medium turbolasers, 7 on each side, 2 forward-mounted concussion missile launchers, with a total payload of 50 missiles on board. The medium ion cannons numbered 18, with 4 on each side and 5 each at the forward and aft. And finally 6 heavy tractor beam projectors, 2 on each side, and then 1 forward and 1 in the aft. This is a great combination of weaponry, and I really like how it's specialized for their naval tactics, not just purely offense. It has more ion cannons than turbolasers, and went with the heavy tractor beam projectors. Both decisions are incredibly rare on any capital ship, and show that the captain would likely open up with volleys of ion cannon, disabling the enemy ship's engines and shields, use those heavy tractor beams to push around or lock in place Imperial ships that might be more than twice its size, all while blasting away with the turbolasers until the enemy was finally in position to be completely destroyed by those concussion missiles. Its portside hangar also had room for a squadron of starfighters, which usually meant 12 units, and as we can see, it would often employ Y-wings. This too is a great pairing, releasing those bombers after your ion cannons took out the enemy shields. All this makes for a really nasty surprise for any Imperial that might overlook this simple-seeming craft. And we can't ignore its speed. In hyperspace, it was faster than an Imperial Star Destroyer, with a Class 1 hyperdrive and backup Class 15. That means a ship like this could be across the galaxy with the speed of top starfighters. And its megalight speed, or how fast it travels through space, was faster than the MC80, but still slower than most Imperial craft. To compensate for this, they had those beautiful Mon Calamari made shield generators, which are able to absorb incredible amounts of turbolaser fire, something that would screw up the tactics and timing relied on by Imperial captains, giving this relatively obscure ship an element of surprise, as its focus on those tractor beams, ions, and missiles, with this effectively larger HP, allowed it to really cause some havoc in Imperial fleets. It did take an enormous crew of 3,770, but this doesn't include a battalion of 650 soldiers. It also had consumables on board to last all of these people 2 years, and would only cost 15.5 million credits. That's about 1/10 the cost of an ISD, and about 1/7 the MC80. So really a lot of bang for your buck. Or calamari flan, whatever you're paying with. As for its history, these ships would escape Mon Cala after the Imperial invasion, being a part of what is called the Mon Calamari Exodus fleet. Shipyards would be set up in space, and we see the rebellion took full advantage of all of this ship's features. The MC40a would often act as the anchor of smaller rebel attacks on larger Imperial fleets. Its shield allowed it to act like a blockade buster in some locations, and there are specific reports of how it would use those tractor beams to lock an enemy in place and then maneuver towards their aft, away from all those powerful forward-facing guns, and lay those rockets into the area just forward of the engine arrays on Star Destroyers, the area containing the main reactor, among many other crucial ship functions. It also served with Rebel Special Operations groups, its beefy shields absorbing and drawing the most Imperial fire, while the hangar could be outfitted with different craft to best serve the mission purpose. Basically, it would move your enemy into a better spot with the tractors, throw the whole enemy crew into chaos as the ion charges made all their systems go haywire, perfect for setting them up for infiltration and extraction by Rebel Spec Ops. This combo wasn't restricted to just ship-to-ship missions, but all those traits were used by Rebels to attack space stations and even planetary targets, with those ion cannons being able to knock out some city-sized shield generators. While its Class 1 hyperdrive meant that at a moment's notice it could quickly respond to new Rebel intelligence reports, things like the transport of some VIP or window to attack, and then be on the other side of the galaxy with the same speed as a starfighter through hyperspace. But it was also used to protect the Rebellion's crucial assets and VIPs. If somehow the MC40a was the recipient of an ambush by Imperial Spec Ops, this shield tractor ion combo worked to break away from the combat and make some distance, maybe use the ion bolts to knock out the imp's hold on you, and safely make your way through hyperspace to fight another day. It is said to have been used up past the Battle of Hoth and Endor, even fighting off the Yuuzhan Vong. So I hope you can see why I think it's a shame that we see so little of this ship, but but at least we see that it retained all of its awesomeness in canon. Maybe you'll see it in some future show, but right now it's only appeared in canon in the books Starships and Speeders, and that's where a lot of these stats were retained, being previously laid out in the book Strongholds of Resistance, and making appearances in the Star Wars X-Wing and TIE Fighter games, as well as the comic Legacy War Issue 5. The only thing that really changed was that in Legends its shields were relatively normal, a 1696 SBD rating, which is on par with something this size. But in canon, while not given a number, it states that it had exceptionally strong deflector shields, which allowed it to slug it out with much larger ships. So that's it for the MC40a Light Cruiser. Be sure to comment your thoughts on this ship. Do you think it fits a good role, or would you just go with some of the larger MC ships? If you liked it, be sure to like and leave a comment, as that's great for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you want to see more, and be sure to check out the links in the description for ways to support this channel for free, pick up cool Star Wars art and free audiobooks, or check out our Patreon and PayPal. For just $1, your name could be on this list, and special shout out to our $25 supporters, Chris Garcia, Andrew Ban, Seraph Diaz, Cass Costello, and Carlos Velez. But most important of all, remember, Mon Cala engineering plus Rebel hit-and-run tactics are the stuff Imperial nightmares are made of, and the Force will be with you, always.